Hey guys, it's Paul Jang. Just wanted to talk to you about the laundromat business. I was looking into getting into it. Here's some of the things, some truths that I found that people on YouTube don't really, tell you. So, I've been in the land investing business, real estate investing business, and looking at different businesses to invest in and get involved with. I was looking at the laundromat business. For those that didn't know, I'm still looking at other business types too to get different streams of income. But the idea is you get your laundromat and then you get passive income. So here's the honest truth, right? There's 3 different manufacturers that are really big for laundries, like laundry machines. And I went to a laundromat. One of them is Dexter. They hooked me up with a distributor. So all of these machines are distributed by distributors. And these distributors have sales reps. So finally got in contact with the sales rep guy. His name's Al. And the idea is the money is in the machines. And so there's huge capital investments that you have to make to operate these laundromats. So if you ever see free laundromats or owner financing options, things like that, that is pretty doable. So one of the big tips I got from a laundromat resource was just send direct mail, kind of like what I do with finding cheap properties for land or with houses. I could do the same thing with businesses. So you send a direct mail campaign. So the initial plan that I had was to go on Fiverr, get someone to do some, web research on all the laundromats in my state. Right now I'm in Virginia. So I was going to have them give me a list of all the laundromats in Virginia. Then I would send them a piece of mailer basically saying, suggesting that I would be interested in buying it. Once I got the calls back, I would, make an offer. Would you be willing to sell it in terms? And so that seems to happen. Like people are willing to sell laundromats on terms. So that means you could pick up a laundromat and, pay the owner $2,000 and that could come out of the revenue. So here are the things that, make me think maybe laundromats are not the way to go for my family. Because, I'm looking at moving to different states, thinking about going overseas. I want to be more mobile. So he said that usually it happens with what he calls zombie laundromats. And a zombie laundromat is just, I went to a couple of different ones, and it just means it hasn't been updated. Some of the machines are broken or not working or very old. Maybe it doesn't have AC at the laundromat. It's just coins. So it's hard to use. It's just dingy looking. So he calls them zombie laundromats. And these owners tend to flip, for seller financing to another, new and hopeful laundromat owner, right? So he says that the way to do it is whatever revenue streams that you have, eventually your customer base will leave and, it'll just kind of do a slow death, right? So he says that what he did was every quarter he would make these capital and, investments into the business, and he would do it through financing it with these, laundromat, manufacturers, these distributors, and get financing on them. Put these big machines on that charge between $5 to $7. And then every quarter make new updates, new dryers, smaller machines, paint, updating the system so that it doesn't just take coins, but maybe credit cards or some kind of app, and AC, lighting fixtures, just these capital, investments that cost a lot of money. And it seems like the way to do it is, I consider just building one straight from the get-go, but the conversation was you want to start, it's easier just to buy one because the infrastructure in place, if you were gonna, the water lines for utilities are a lot bigger than normal. And so the city would charge a premium on that, like somewhere between $13,000 to $75,000 just for that water line. And the machines go between $400,000 to $600,000. So these are pretty large capital investments that you have to make. And then the money's not really so big of a turnoff for me, because the way it operates at like nationwide is that you're supposed to get about 3.8 turns per machine, and it's at two turns. So someone uses the washer at 2 turns, you kind of break even with your financing and your rent and all that, and anything above that you made a profit. And there's some people that are getting 8 cycles, some laundromats that are getting less, right? So anything less than the 2 or at 2, you're kind of at break even or below. But man, the thing that really gets me are these coins. So I was like, for him, he had to stop by his laundromat at least twice a week to take out the coins, exchange them for cash. Then he'll bring it over to the bank, or bring the coins to the bank and take that. But it's kind of a day process to do all that, get out the coins and secure them and all that nonsense. And upgrading it to an app or card system helps, but it's time intensive. So with the revenue that you get from the laundromats, it might seem okay, but if you want it to be sustainable, if you want it to grow, if you want some of these other things and making these capital expenditures to upgrade your laundromat, because if you're going to do seller financing, it's generally going to be things that need to be updated, right? He said, yeah, like his take-home pay was like $1,000 a month, and I just kind of think, my goodness, I could do one land deal and make that in a whole year. I don't know, is that worth it? So I guess some of the thoughts that I have was, okay, like, diversifying, maybe I could hire someone to do this, but it's just kind of thinking, man, maybe this is more work than it's worth, and I could look at other options. So those are some of my thoughts in the laundromat business. I'm not a total just like a no with this. It seems like his model and most of the laundromats make their money just off of the machines, but I've also seen people doing more premium services. So you would hire someone to do drop and fold, right? Like drop it off, you do the laundry, fold it, they pick it up, or even a pickup and delivery service for a premium option. So you're targeting different demographics, but then now you're incorporating marketing and some other stuff, and I have to hire people. So the laundromat business is not a no-go, but it's not as big of a slam dunk that passive investors say and talk about and promote, when I think most of them haven't done the research that it takes to really operate one well. So some of my thoughts with the laundromat business as I'm searching other business models. If you don't know, I'm in the land investing business world. So we've been scaling that, making that bigger. That's been going really well for us and my family, and we're going to continue that. But yeah, I'm looking at other businesses as well. It's just, I really believe in this idea of multiple streams of income, so that if something changes, real estate goes down, it's harder to get, land, or things become more expensive, or maybe become saturated. Like, I have other options that will provide streams of income. I think it's really important. So keep that in mind. Land investing will give you at least 2 ways, cash or with owner financing, right? So there's passive income there if you set up your land business that way. But at least for the laundromat business, this is going to be a slight pause, not full steam ahead. We'll maybe look at other options as well. So that's the laundromat business. Take care. Have a good one.